Alright, hello everybody and welcome to the cast. I am yours truly, Don Horatio, and today I'm bringing you a game dedicated to those fine folks who are putting together a collegiate Dota 2 league. I'm very excited about the proposition of that being that I'm currently in school at the University of Colorado, and well, it strikes a chord with me and I would really like to be a caster for that organization, so I'm putting together what is, I guess you could call this an application of sorts. I'm trying to get a sample of my best casting, basically my casting as it stands at the moment, as opposed to earlier stuff that may not be representative of what I'm currently capable of. But I've chosen a very, very nice game to show those guys, and it's going to be LGD versus VG Gaming. This is the final map between those two teams in the winners bracket finals of the International Eastern Qualifier. So the winner of this game gets to go to TI3, maybe not as part of the grand tournament, but they do get a ticket to Seattle at the very least. They might have to play in the wildcard match, but they are guaranteed a ticket to Seattle, and that's the most important thing. So they will definitely be there and playing in front of that crowd at the Benaroya Hall for sure. So these two teams both very, very deserving of that honor, and I mean, LGD, you would think the more experienced team might be the one to pull it out here, but we'll have to see who does come ahead. I know the result of this game, but I have not seen this game, so I'm going to try and cast it as straight up as I can. I don't know the heroes. I don't know who's been picked where. This is my first time seeing the draft, so hopefully this is about as honest a cast as I can give. In any case, we do see very typical bans from VG Gaming, the Lone Druid and the Bat Rider, two of the strongest heroes in both Eastern and Western metagame, particularly that Lone Druid. But LGD banning out that Wisp, don't want to see that VG Gaming Wisp, and they're just kind of scared of seeing that, and I don't particularly blame them. We saw the power of it at G1 League, even amongst Chinese teams, if not maybe IG. They didn't really quite run that Wisp the way you'd like to see it. But they do ban out the Lifestealer, who's probably the best hero in Dota, according to David Gauntz Parker. So that's more important than anything else. But let's take a look at these picks. That draft is going pretty quickly, actually. VG Gaming did first pick up that Shadow Demon, and he's a lane-dominating support. He's good in almost any tri-lane situation. He's a fantastic hero and a nice all-around first pick. And it basically lets you to react to the next two picks from your opponent. And LGD Gaming do take Kunkka and Darkseer with those first two picks for them. So they have a powerful offlaner in Darkseer. Could even put him in if they want to. But that Kunkka will likely take up that mid-roll. And they're kind of also taking the Kunkka away from CTY. But, I mean, I believe it's Zhao. I actually forget who plays the Kunkka for LGD, so I can't actually say it on the top of my head. But, I mean, both these teams play Kunkka. Kunkka's made a huge rise in the Eastern scene as of late, which is really fun to see, especially after we saw maybe like that brief moment where Sing Sing and the Q-Pad Red Pandas were running Kunkka and Shadow Demon a lot, and didn't really work out quite in the West, but the Eastern teams are like, that's got some potential, and they've started doing it themselves. And VG Gaming picks up the Visage, who's really shown up as a support to be had by everybody. I mean, everybody loves this support hero in the Eastern qualifiers. He's been in pretty much every single game almost, or at least banned or something. He's a very, very powerful tri-lane support. We saw in the G1 League Finals, we saw Alliance banning out Shadow Demon Visage a lot because they didn't want to deal with those strong, aggressive Chinese tri-lanes, or even defensive. It's just such a powerful tri-lane with the Shadow Demon Visage. But VG Gaming have the makings of a tri-lane of their own. They have the Shadow Demon, the Visage, and if they want to put the Gyrocopter with him as well, they could. This could be a safe lane Gyrocopter by himself, solo perhaps, or he could be used with the tri-lane. Gyrocopter's not the greatest offensive tri-lane hero, but he can work. Rocket Barrage deals a crap ton of damage early on, and Flat Cannon's just always a powerful skill. Even without those really nice items, you get those extra hits on those heroes to finish them off that you need with that huge 1,000 radius damage range. And Jakiro will be the last pick of the first round of picks for LGD. Nice, solid support. Really nice against an offensive tri-lane, in my opinion. Ice Path is just just a fantastic area of effect stun that really can kind of just shut down any sort of dive or something like that in its path. If you get like Ice Path under towers, it's absolutely terrific. Jakiro is one of my favorite absolute supports to play because of the power you can have in a team fight or lane situation with Ice Path. It's just so much fun to play. Ice Path Macro Pyre is one of the most satisfying combos in the game to me. But let's look at these bans. They've been going pretty quick as well. LGD will ban out the Juggernaut and the Clockwork, two possible offensive tri-lane candidates to maybe play that farming role in the offensive tri-lane. And Vici will ban out the Spectre, who's a carry Sylar's been playing a lot recently in this qualifier. We've seen him a lot in this and the G1 League Land Finals, so very important there. And Nyx and Keeper of the Light, just two powerful supports that Vici don't want to see in the map. LGD does need another support and their hard carry, so we'll have to see what they do decide to go for. LGD down to their last ban now, and we will have to see what they go for. They'll likely ban out another sort of like aggressive tri-laning sort of hero. Maybe a ban on like a Luna. She can use an offensive tri-lane pretty effectively. Maybe even Leshrac get banned out here. Gonna ban out the Alchemist. That's a good choice too. Basically a carry type of hero with basically a strong stun and ability to be effective in a tri-lane. That unstable concoction, if you land at those basically laid a full unstable concoction after timing it really well. That can basically just spell doom. It does so much damage, and that stun is absolutely devastating. But let's jump in these last couple of picks for both these teams. Very interested to see what they do decide to go for. Vici Gaming still need their mid hero and another farming hero. And it could be an offensive tri-lane farming hero unless they put Gyro there, but either way, they do need another sort of farming hero, a secondary carry behind that gyrocopter, maybe handle that offensive tri-lane. And they also need a mid at the same time. And Leshrac, so I think this is a very, it's not your typical farming hero, but it adds another stun, and Leshrac also does benefit from farm pretty well if he can actually get some early money up there. It's actually really nice to have on him. We used to see him played mid, obviously, back in the days when Synderen used to run a mid, and other great people like that did that. So we've seen a bit more of a, not a rise to prominence per se, but we've seen Leshrac in the farming role a bit more often. Oftentimes in these offensive tri-lane situations where he can be quite effective with just the pure damage of Edict if you catch people out in trees in the jungle, and just Split Earth, area of effect stun. An area of effect stun is always a great thing to have on a team. It's just absolutely fantastic to have. So we'll see what that Leshrac can bring to the table. In LGD, still looking for their main carry and other support. They already have a nice little setup stun in Jakira, so I'm trying to think who else. Alina could be decent on top of that, but not the most defensive support. Not really the sort of game you want to see Rubik in. Not a whole lot of big ults on their team to steal at the moment, so Rubik, probably not going to see him. He's not as popular in the Chinese game, actually, compared to the West, where you see Rubik almost like every game, especially with teams like Na'Vi, with Kuriki playing it. But, oh, it will be the Rubik. Okay. Well, I called that one wrong a little bit there, but we'll have to see how effective it can be. There's still some decent spells out there. Splitter is really nice to have. Gyrocopter Call Down is absolutely brilliant as well. Shadow Demon spells are all like okay to have. None of them are too brilliant. Maybe Soul Catcher would be really nice. Ooh, and a Slark pick. And I like this. This is going to be a mid Slark. We've seen him a lot more recently. Well, obviously, since he's been added to Captain's Mode very recently. But I think Slark can bring a lot to the table here. And this can be very, very interesting to see him run mid. I'm going to try to pay really close attention to him. I'm not actually the most updated on like how Slark works and everything he does well. It's still a hero I'm getting used to, just like he has only come to the competitive scene so recently. And LGD Gaming still looking for their last carry. And we'll have to see who it can be. Who will Sylar be playing?
5 seconds remaining.
And you could technically play Kunkka, but I don't see that. They need a big right-click damage dealer. And it will be the Weaver, not your typical hard carry by any stretch of the imagination. But can still be quite effective and trying to see. Now, they could maybe try to tri-lane dodge here. No, with the power of with Dark's here, I mean, they just have to run him off lane, I feel. In like maybe what might be that 1v1 matchup against ZSMJ's Gyrocopter, and he could do decently there. I mean, Gyro's not melee, so the Ion Shell's not as effective as it could be, but you can still give Gyro a hard time. Maybe do some creep skipping, make Gyro farm under tower, and make his life just a little bit difficult. And I'm really interested to see Sylar run this Weaver. I'm actually really excited about that. I guess he's going to be in a defensive tri-lane with the Rubik and the Jakira, which could be really, really interesting to watch. Weaver, like, we just don't often see Weaver in the tri-lane that often, or as the solo carry. He has Kunkka to deal some additional damage, so that's pretty good too. Looks like my Smooth Dragon Spectate is not on, and my settings are all wrong, so I'm actually going to pause this really quickly. Let's see. Yeah, I'm on my gaming settings at this point in time. Turn all that crap down. Smooth Dragon Spectate on. There we go. And yeah, let's get this back going again. Come on, go. There we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and introduce our players really quickly. On the level 1 smoke from Vici Gaming, so they want to get aggressive right off the start, maybe invade that enemy jungle. But let's go through the players really quickly. We have ZSMJ, the legend, one of the most famous farmers in Dota history on that Gyrocopter. We have Fenrir on that Leshrac, FY on the Shadow Demon, XTT on the Visage, and CTY on the Slark. And CTY has certainly shown his individual brilliance in some of these games. His decision-making not always the best, but his mechanics and big playmaking ability is certainly not questionable. And for LGD, one of the classic Chinese teams, we have Yao on that Dark Seer. He plays this hero quite a bit. It looks like he'll be actually beating the solo safe lanes. I mean, so this could be quite interesting as well. Dodging that tri-lane. Sylar going to be running the Weaver mid, it looks like. And this is not usually where you see Sylar, but definitely is the primary carry hero of this team, so no surprise to see Sylar running that hero, even if it is mid. You have Xiao 8 on the Kunkka, Director X himself. Or Director 8, sorry. And Jakiro, played by Taobao, just DD. And Rubik, played by DDC. So hopefully I'll try not to confuse DD and DDC too often here. And this could be interesting. The Kunkka offensive tri-lane. I did not really expect to see this coming. And this can work, maybe with like an early level on X and just maybe leveling Torrent a bit more, but the Tidebringer will just give Gyro a lot of trouble, and I would not be surprised to see Vici Gaming maybe try to rotate their lanes to help out their carry a bit here. And yeah, it's going to be so interesting to watch this matchup. It's going to be really, really curious to see. Yao should do decently against this offensive tri-lane if they do decide to stay. There's a lot of range power to it, but I mean, he can still Ion Shell and just stay back. He'll get money. Levels will be a bit harder, as this team is really good with setting up the setup Disruption into Ice Path, and then, sorry, not Ice Path, setup Disruption into Split Earth, and then Soul Assumption on top of that is a lot of guaranteed damage pretty much, and, well, Yao just can't get caught out at all, but, and now we see ZSMJ's like, well, wait a minute, why do I have to deal with this? This is absurd. And yeah, he's going to have an interesting time here against this tri-lane, and once that Tidebringer gets going, oh, Rubik, try to eat through the trees, will he find that lift? No, he will not. Nifty idea there to try and tango through and eat it, but instead we'll just eat some tower damage. Oh, first blood already on Yao, and, well, missed that one, and, well, that's what happens if you get even a little bit out of position. You'll be disrupted and then shoot up by this team. You just can't, you can't get out of position against this. You have to just Ion Shell and stay back under that tower. There's no way you're going to do well in this. And content with that first blood, they gave Visage a nice little head start. Content to leave him in the 1v1 matchup against Darkseer. We see Fenrir and FY going mid, maybe looking for a kill here against Sylar. I mean, Shukuchi will make it a bit difficult to deal with, but it's only level 1 Shukuchi, so can't cool down too much. But it looks like they might just roam bottom and try to help out ZSMJ now that Visage just had a bit of a head start. Being a range here with a pretty decent range, his attack range is 600, so that's pretty long. So Visage should be fine here against Darkseer. Certainly not going to really be in any sort of danger, especially with Grave Chill. I mean, you really can't catch up to this hero and kill her, so this should be fine down here. And yeah, we see the supports do roam down. We see actually maybe a dual lane mid here. Gonna try and keep Sylar off his farm for a little bit and maybe give CTY a bit of a head start. But nope, looks like Fenrir, nope, he is gonna stay around here for a bit. So gonna give CTY a little help. And we do see FY rotate down to help out the Gyro with some pulls and stuff like that. So, and also can disrupt if he gets in a little bit of trouble. So this is a nice little rotation here from Vici Gaming. I think it did have to happen, but by getting that first blood up top, they were able to rotate a lot earlier than you would think after giving that Visage a bit of a head start to work with. So, very excellently done. And Visage contesting this pull as well, or pulling the creep wave into the jungle camp, so nicely done there. And she's going to go and grab all these creeps. Oh, this is clever. He's going to grab all these guys and drag them down the tower. That is a lot of experience for this Visage. So, very well done there to grab all those creeps. Nice presence of mind. And now, well, now this bottom lane's become a bit more, probably the most exciting part of the game right now. We're going to see the 3 versus 2, and a tri-lane should do pretty well against a dual lane, but there is the power of Flakhand to harass these heroes back. Shao 8 is pretty tanky and shouldn't have an issue with this, but you can see the DDC and DD taking damage from this. They really can't stand up to that Flakhand. And we do see the Magic Bush Ward here that will block both these camps eventually. I think it blocks this one. I'm not sure. We'll have to see it clear at first, but no pulls for the time being right now, and this will allow DD and Shao 8 to farm here. We do see DDC rotating towards mid to go and help out Sylar, and Sylar is the main carry here, so it's going to be very important to see how he does. Take a quick look at the last hits and dies. Darkseer leading the way. No surprise there, really. But Visage rocking the second place, even above the Slark. And the Gyro only has 3 last hits at this point in time, and that's not what you want to see, but he was up against that tri-lane early on. And, well, until they get this camp unblocked, they're going to even have a harder time. Does FY have any sentries on him? No, he does not, so there's no deworring for this camp anytime in the near future. Do any of their heroes have sentries on them at all? Nope. So this, actually, Gyro's going to have a very hard time if they can't get this camp dewarded. They really need to get sentries out there and take care of that. With Flat Cannon, you can't help but push the lane with it. I mean, it does help with harass, but you're going to push the lane. There's no way to avoid that. Up here at top, XTT continuing to farm up against this Darkseer, and still farming very well. 17-5 right now, even getting a few denies in there against the Darkseer, so doing very well for himself. And I mean, Visage does very well with levels. This is actually a nice place to have him if you can keep him safely there. I mean, against the Darkseer, he should never be in trouble, like I said, so I like this landing decision a lot from Vici. Slark not going to get a ton of levels here, which is a little unfortunate for him, but if he can get safer farm, that would be nice. But Sentra here as well to try and deal with that Slark pick, the Weaver. Apologies for that. And, well, he got this magic stick just to deal with a lot of that Slarkiness, I guess. And he's got 5 charges on that, so that's a nice little thing to have as well. And yeah, Weaver should have a pretty good time against Slark, honestly. There's not a whole lot Slark can do. Even if he pounces on you, can maybe eventually Shukuchi wait. Oh, pounce will miss there, but they do have the sentry ward, so that's not to be in front of it. And they actually, well, he's going to Shukuchi up and try to do some more damage, but he needs to be careful. Getting some last hits here. And Sylar, I mean, he's, yeah, with the salve, he's doing pretty good for himself. Oh, we're going to see a bit of a dive attempt here. FY looking in a lot of trouble. There's the Ice Path, will catch him. and this should be a kill on FY for sure. It will go to the Rubik. And actually, he also, who else did he get down here? Oh, he picked up the gyro as well, so very nice. Very nice play. And Rubik gets the double kill here. So nice money for him, and yeah, he's sitting on 499. Already has his boost, so he's going to make his way towards whatever his next item is pretty easily, so that could be in more rewards to maybe reblock that camp again and deny gyro even more farm and keep the lane control in favor of LGD. So that's really nice. I mean, this is what I was saying earlier. Triple lanes, especially with the power of Telekinesis and Ice Path, as well as Torrent, there's a lot of disable here, potentially, and against a dual lane, this tri-lane will succeed a lot, and we've seen that already, that double kill going to show there. And CTY and Sylar are both pretty low here, so I have to be a bit more careful. He's out of regen, except for that magic stick. Might pop that here and just get these charges back. Has a lot of money. I think he did just buy a bottle. It is on the courier, I believe. Yes, he did. There are actually 2 bottles, so double bottle here. Double bottle courier. You have one on Shao8 and one on the Weaver. So typical bottle carrier in Kunkka. Not so typical on the Weaver, but they did run in mid this game, so they will take advantage of that and give him the bottle as well. So the double bottle crow will be going on here, potentially, at some point in time if they can't grab the rune control. And this actually is pretty nice, because that means you can check the rune with 2 characters at once. So you can check the top rune with Weaver and the bottom rune with Kunkka. And then guaranteed that you get the rune almost assuredly. So Shao continuing farming it very well. Up to 23 last hits, and I mean, this gyro is at 13 last hits at 6 minutes into the game. That's not what you want to see from your main carry gyro. Only has a Ring of Bassi and a Magic Stick and boots to his name, really, and a lot of regen that he really hasn't had a chance to use, except when he did die once, but he hasn't really been harassed other than that, just that one kill. And we do see Kunkka with an Invis rune, and he will activate it, so he's moving towards mid, and there's actually a bit of a skirmish up here in the jungle. FY in a lot of trouble here, and yeah, he's definitely going to go down to Sylar, it looks like, and the thing is, will CTY get out? He does have Pounce, so, the courier needs to be careful here, but he will manage to get out. And CTY will escape, but we do lose the Shadow Demon. Who does get the kill is Weaver, so that's a nice kill for Sylar, and some much-needed gold. He's farming decently well, but the kill obviously helps out quite a bit. So nicely done there for him.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Looks like we have... Visage might be in a bit of trouble here. There's a smoke from DDC. He's going to come in, look for the Telekinesis lift. Will he get it? There's the Telekinesis. Going to go back. Ice Path to follow. But Rubik actually does go down to the Soul Assumption, it looks like. And, well, that's a nice little kill for XTT. But it does not look like he'll be getting out of this one. Pardon me. Managed to get the Soul Assumption off, but oh, here comes Shadow Demon as well, and this is going to force him to run. Soul Catcher onto Shao8 as well. Here comes the both, though, so that should be the death of XTT. Does get off the Soul Assumption? Yes, he does, so he picks off Shao8. That's a big kill for Vici Gaming, and the Visage is still alive. Soul Assumption once again. DD will fall, and Vici Gaming get a huge turn here. Look, thought XTT was in a ton of trouble, but, I mean, those early levels, that early level Soul Assumption doing big work for XTT, and XTT at the end of the day, double kill and a kill for Shadow Demon as well, and a kill on pick off on Shao8 is huge as well, delaying his farm. And, well, things looking good for Vici Gaming. They're going to go and try and push this tower. Whereas at the bottom of the map, we have Yao, who switched down to bottom, trying to land against that gyro in the one-on-one matchup, now that the support's a bit roaming a bit more. Trying to pressure that gyro just a little bit with that Ion Shell. Shao8 is down here as well. They might look for a kill on this gyrocopter.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Top tower continuing to take attacks. Rubik taking a fair bit of damage, actually. Did he get Soul Catchered? No, just Shadow Poisoned. So, no big deal. They're going to drop the Sentry Ward in case Weaver does show up.
Bad dude's top tower gonna
And, well, XTT, man, that Visage play just shows, like, even, like, that early level battle domination. Is that an X? Oh, Torrent. Torrent will catch ZSMJ. Will he put the X down? Yes, he will. And into boat. Vacuum. Where's Vacuum? Oh, he needed to vacuum him into that Ice Path. I mean, not the Ice Path, into the boat. But looks like the Ion Shell should be able to kill ZSMJ. Does pop that magic stick. And that will keep him alive. Sylar with the Geminate attack. Looks like he might finish it off. And the Torrent snipe from Kunkka. Sylar taking a fair bit of damage. The Soul Assumption on the Yao doesn't do enough damage. But we see CTY giving chase. And actually just going to back off and kill this bug. At the end of the day, they pick up the gyrocopter. And, man, this gyro just can't find any room to work. And if ZSMJ can't get farm, he is the... I mean, Slark will be able to right-click a little bit, but, I mean, if this gyro doesn't get a good start, they're going to have a hard time dealing with the right-click damage coming out from LGD. In the later game, they really need ZSMJ to farm very well. He is their late-game hope, pretty much, and yeah. And let's take a quick look at the net worth here. I mean, the Visage, 3.6k net worth. 3.6 net worth is just so good. But behind that, we see the Weaver, the Darkseer, and the Kunkka. I mean, Visage having money is nice, but it's not as important as the Tricore for LGD, the Darkseer, the Weaver, and the Kunkka having more farm than the Slark and the Gyrocopter. The Gyro only at 1.5k. That's just not going to cut it at this point in time. Fender pressuring this tower, and if he pops, he doesn't have Edict yet, so he can't really push the tower down as fast as he would like, but with the help of the Visage Familiar, he's going to try and do some damage to this tower, chipping away at it. But bottom, we do see a bit of a push on the tower here as well, and I think Xiao 8 and Yao should be able to do some pretty darn good damage to this tower. So it looks like it might be a tier 1 for tier 1 trade. We do see the glyph pop on the top for Dire, but it will almost assuredly go down. And, well, on the bottom, it looks like Dire should take this. So it looks like it should be a tier 1 for tier 1 trade. Radiant do have glyph if they do want to pop it. Vici Gaming could respond if they want to. And there is the glyph. Will we see TP reactions? Does not really look like it. I think this tower should almost certainly go down. So just at the end of the day, it's a 1-for-1 trade.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
So let's take a quick look at some items here. Sylar has his power treads done, magic wand as well, and that just casual wraith man just chilling out as well. We'll have to see what his next big item choice is. Xiao 8, on the other hand, bottle, magic wand, and he's got a gauntlet right here. So that could be going for drums, maybe something like that. I'm trying to think off the top of my head what else that could be, but it escapes me. We already see the soul ring, and working towards that quick mech on the darks here. Very common interest. And now at the top of the fight, Visage will pick off the Rubik. Sylar giving chase, and CTY will almost certainly go down here. Does he have his ultimate? No, he does not. It is off cooldown, so he will fall to Sylar. And looks like it's 1-for-1 trade right now, but is Weaver done? Gonna attack that? Gonna attack Fenrir a bit. Actually, Xiao 8 giving chase to FY. Called out to go down to Xiao 8, and actually might chase this with the power of Rocket Barrage. They should be able to get Xiao 8 here. Xiao 8 also gets hit by Visage. Will go down to the Rocket Barrage damage. Ice Path just barely missing ZSMJ. Dual Breath on the FY and Fenrir, doing a fair bit of damage. Gyro gonna finish off Darkseer, but Darkseer just kills Shadow Demon. It's just kind of hard to keep track of. Fenrir continuing to fight. DDC on the run now from Visage and Leshrac. ZSMJ here as well. Splitter should be the death of him. Visage will finish him off, but big Ice Path into Dual Breath will lead to 2 kills. Weaver and Jakiro both picking up kills there. Gyro and Leshrac going down. XTT gonna be on the run here. Sylar Shikuchiing up. Dark Pack does miss there from CTY, and that looks like it should be the end of the fight. At the end of the day, breaking out pretty even, but Weaver did not die for the side of LGD. We did see the Gyro fall for Vici Gaming, even though Xiao 8 did fall as well. It was a pretty evenish fight. I'm not really sure who came out on top there, to be honest, but let's take a quick look at the graphs. That will give us some idea. And yep, looking pretty even right there. Where's the experience graph? Yep. Little lead for the Dire in both categories, but not huge by any means. It's still a very, very close game. And yeah, we have even tower count. Both have just lost their safe lane tier 1 towers. So we do see Vici Gaming pushing a bit onto this tier 1 middle. Maybe looking to take a fight here. And I think their fight is, I don't know, it's hard to fight against Kunkka in defensive position. They also have Rubik and Ice Path. A lot of ways to deal with this, but kind of hard to attack into and take the team fight, but we'll have to see how it goes. And it looks like they should be pushed back here. And yeah, they will. But we do see at the bottom, Gyro's farming this whole time, so gonna be no call down in this fight unless he does TP back in. Does he have a TP on him? Let's double check. Yes, he does. If he needs to get in the fight. And there's the Ice Path. Will miss, but Yao running in looking for maybe the vacuum into the Ice Path, but does not quite find it. Definitely looking for it, though. Nice little attempt there. And well, right now, Gyro's farming, and Xiao 8 and Weaver are not. Sylar on that Weaver. So, getting a little bit better out of this is ZSMJ and Vici Gaming right now. Not tremendously so, though, but
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
bottom tower taking a little bit of chip damage, nothing too serious, though. And maybe both these two teams are just kind of toe-tapping here at mid. Bugs do fly out. Just a little bit of anti-push there. It's not the most spammable anti-push in the game, but it's a nice little thing you can throw in there to distract those creeps. Vicious Bird might go down. That's a nice little 100 gold there. I believe it went the way of Weaver, so that's a nice little victory there. And Visage will be a little upset that she lost one of her birds. And at the same time, well, we see Xiaowei doing a little bit of jungle walking and ZSMJ continuing to farm down here. So ZSMJ getting some much-needed space here. That pressure on mid is just creating the space for him, so that's very nice for him to have. But he's still so under-farmed. Ring of Aquila, basically, and Phase Boots at 13.5 minutes into the game is not too terribly impressive, whereas like on Sylar we see Power Treads and a Vit Booster and that Magic Wand and Bottle up on Sylar, so he's doing very well for himself at the moment. Check these support money really quick. Rubik's still really poor. Got some wards and Magic Wand up on Archkiro. Yao, Mechanism is done. That's going to be a big team fight boon. Let's see, who's going to be the mech carrier for... Oh, mech carrier, XCT with all that early farm has picked up a mech of his own. So both teams getting pretty early mechs here, so no huge advantage there either way. Fender not getting a whole lot of farm, forced into buying a lot of wards. Maybe he didn't expect to. XCT ended up being the farming hero in that top triangle set will strike like I expected. Oh, there's an X on XCT. We'll get caught in the ice path. There's the boat. And that'll Visage base. That's a lot of your team fight damage. That Soul Assumption not getting off. Big Macro Pyre going down as well. Weaver will pick off Shadow Demon. Xiaowei taking a lot of damage from this Macro Pyre, but still no other kills. Only the Shadow Demon going down. Nice ice path will catch CTY, but at the end of the day, it looks like just that one kill on a Shadow Demon despite all of that going on. And I believe it was Weaver who picked up the kill, so a nice little kill there for Sylar. He's going to grab this DD rune. This might be... Well, he might split push this. Oh, sounds like there's a bit of a fight. Ice Path does go down, and Visage will pick off that tower. But will there be any more of a fight? Does not look like it. LGD are backing off. Losing a tier 1 mid is kind of unfortunate, but where did Weaver actually end up going? He's maybe considering going in here and looking for a fight, but not going to quite go for it. Bomb Tower taking a bit of pressure, but Sao 8 is here to deal with that. And not going to quite get the last of the catapult. Yes, he will, actually. Oh, CTY misses the pounce. And nope, not going to be any sort of fallout from Shao 8. You see the Vicious Birds coming around here, maybe looking for a stun onto Shao 8. And one bird will go down to the tower. And there is a stun on the Shao 8, but here comes the rest of LGD. I think engaging on him would be a mistake. They're just going to pressure this tower a bit, and they really should probably try to defend this. If they get a good X onto any of these heroes and then get that boat out, that would be really nice. Vacuuming the boat's actually pretty strong if they can pull that off. There is an X onto ZSMJ. He does get a call down off, but he does get torrented into Ice Path and then boat. But where did Gyro just go? Oh, he got disrupted defensively, and he does fall after the disruption. Not quite enough to save him. CTY is invisible, but Weaver picking off supports in the meantime. Weaver finally comes back into the fray, does not have his ultimate. There's really no escape here. Might try to pounce into trees to try and escape, but no, he's taking a ton of damage from Ion Shell and Leshrac. He will fall down to the stolen rocket barrage taken by DDC. Nice pick off there. Nice little ability to have in team fights as well. Ice Path not going to catch anything, but still chasing. I don't think they're going to catch FY, but oh, we do have a Surge Sylar. Gonna go for it. Can he get this? Shikuching forward once again. I don't think he wants to die. He's always looking for the courier. He's looking for the courier big time. And there's disruption onto Weaver, and this should be the end of that. Oh, is he going to keep diving for this? He wants this. He wants this Weaver so bad. I mean, the Shadow Demon, he does have a DD rune. Man, he melts this guy. Need one more in there, and he's not going to go for it. Visitron can pick up Kunku, who's falling around at low health. Sylar will be able to get out of here, but no such luck for Shao 8. And maybe diving a bit too far. They really wanted that courier and Shadow Demon kill, but Shadow Demon's kind of hard to kill with the power of disruption. Disrupt yourself or the guy chasing you. Both are fine. And oh, we do see a pounce onto Sylar. Actually, I'm surprised he managed to pull that one off, doing a bit of damage there. But he should be able to get away. The Soul Assumption will be dodged by the Fade, and he will grab a Invis Rune for his troubles as well. So, a little bit of an overextension, but still a 3-for-1 trade at the end of the day. So, very nicely done. And no, they don't pick up a tower there, but they push that lane in a bit. But, I mean, that was the SMJ gets the farm there. So, nice little fight, though, regardless. And Weaver does live with this escape with his life. And he's now got that Vit Booster. Well, he's picked up another item since that Vit Booster. Has 2.3k in the bank. And I'm not really sure what he's going to go for with that Vitality Booster. I mean, Heart is a potential item here, I guess. I mean, I have no idea how you would kill a Weaver with Heart. That's actually a terrifying concept, but what do you just buy? Let us... Courier, where are you at? No, it's on the Courier. Oh, Demon Edge. So, looks like he's going for MKB right now. Just getting the Vitality Booster to kind of boost his team fight survivability, and I can't argue with that. Casual Vitality Booster. Nice little 250 health. Pretty cost-effective item. And now he's that Demon Edge, so his damage is already very respectable. Once he finishes that MKB, he will be dealing massive, massive damage. That's going to be quite scary for Vici Gaming, who's primarily a right-clicker. Where are you, ZSMJ? Where are you at, buddy? There he is. Is working towards BKB, so his damage ability is not really going to be going anywhere anytime soon. I mean, the Mithril Hammer part of the BKB does help, but it's not a huge deal. So we see a 5-man smoke here from LGD. They're looking for a big fight here. Not going to be spotted out by any of these wards, I do not believe. Going to go ahead and Ion Shell 2 of their heroes. And I'm not sure what they're going to look for here. Vici Gaming is pretty close together. Might be able to get a pick off on Fenrir if they're going to go for that. But looks like they might dissipate a bit. Going to see Sylar go to farm, and no surprise there. Farming is a cool thing to do when you're a Weaver. And the smoke doesn't really accomplish that much for LGD, but it was nice. They went in looking for jungle, trying to pick someone off there, but don't really find anybody. So, nice little effort, but not able to find anything. At the same time, I mean, ZSMJ right now, they're trying to push right now and pressure towers, and that means ZSMJ is not farming. His BKB is not done, so he won't be able to really fight that effectively right now. There's just so much on the side of LGD that could stop him. Vacuum into Ice Path, very possible. Telekinesis into Ice Path. Torrent, X marks the spot on a Torrent boat. There are about 10 billion things that could disable ZSMJ right now. He does very badly need that BKB, but until he farms it, he's very vulnerable, and even when he does, he won't really have the damage output that you really want from that Gyrocopter, and especially 20 minutes into the game. By the time he finishes that BKB, it's going to be absolutely terrifying. Oh, we just see a bit of attack here. Fight going on. Vacuum in Ice Path. FY will get caught. Does disrupt himself and manage to defend himself. The boat does fly in, but FY going to be the first to fall here. Will fall to Jakiro at the end of the day. Xiaowei taking a lot of damage from Slark, though, but does get saved by the Ice Path and the X. CTY looks like he will go down here to the Ion Shell damage. No, Jakiro picking up the double kill. Jakiro on a killing spree. Visage being chased by Sylar. And also the rest of LGD. Where's the Telekinesis? There it is. Onto Ion Shell, into Ice Path. That's a very, very dead Visage. Will fall down to Darkseer. Vacuuming, finger under the high ground. brilliantly done by Yao. Oh, that was really, really nice vacuuming up there with the rest of the team. Visage Birds, free money. LGD's like, awesome. And that ends up being a 4 for not trade. Shadow Demon is alive now, but he did die at the start of the fight. Did he fight back? I don't think so. But no, 4 for nil for LGD, and that has to feel good. These guys are looking in fantastic shape. And, I mean, without ZSMJ being a actual threat, he at least didn't die in that battle, but he can't contribute. He can't help these team fights right now. And it's not looking too brilliantly for Vici Gaming at this point in time. LGD showing their experience in this critical Game 3. Rubik is still in Slark's ult, which I think is awesome. Stealing cool spells like that is pretty awesome. No huge, like, massive team fight spells other than Call Down in this game. It can still steal those really nice, effective, small spells, like Rocket Barrage. We saw him steal that earlier. He got a kill with it, secured one at least. And little things like that, it's brilliant, knowing what spell to steal and when. There's always spells to steal as Rubik. Those supports will always have something useful. You just gotta make sure you take the right one at the right time and use it when you need to. And that Slark ult's gonna be pretty silly to have for him, so that should be pretty funny. Let's take a quick look at the items for these guys. Actually, let's just take a net worth. That page is way too confusing. But Weaver right now, crushing a net worth. Once again, the highest hero on Vici Gaming is that Visage, and that's just not that useful to have. I mean, where's our Visage? What items does he have? So I mean, he's got Mechanism, Medallion, Magic Wand, Arcane Boots, Bassy. Like they're all great items, but they're not gonna they're just gonna keep you alive in a team fight and keep you with mana and help you a little bit by keeping your regen up and things like that. And I mean, he has this minus armor from Medallion, but like, how's that minus armor gonna help? Gyro doesn't do any right-click damage. Slark does a little bit right now. That's I don't know. Vici's not in a good spot. Having a farm Visage really is not that useful. And yeah, we see the two other core heroes other than Weaver, the Darkshire and the Kunkka, farmed up pretty well for LGD. Where is our Kunkka friend? What has he got going? Working towards that Shadow Blade is pretty close. Already has that Claymore. Just needs a chill 1,000 gold, or well, actually less than that now. I think it is, say, 600 gold more, and he will have that Shadow Blade done. That's very nice to have for him. That initiation is going to be terrifying. Gonna go ahead and pressure this top tower with the power of Catapult. They should be able to get this. I'd be surprised to see Vici Gaming contest this too much if they do continue to pressure it. But looks like LGD will back off. They want to take a fight there. Not worth it for them. Sylar is still farming. MKB should be on the way here pretty soon. Doesn't have anything on the courier, does he? No, he has got enough for that first Javelin. Still needs about 1,000 gold to finish that off. And other supports, I mean, we got Rubik's still pretty poor. He has that Bracer and Arcane Boots, so that's nice. Jakiro has an Urn on him, so that's awesome, and Magic Wand as well. No Arcane Boots on him quite yet, but still pretty good. Whereas on the other side, we have FY with an Urn as well. So he's looking pretty similar to Jakiro's inventory, but Fenrir doesn't have a whole lot to speak of, and that's not very cool for him. They will take this tower uncontested. They eventually have to bring all 5 heroes up there to contest it, but, I mean, to take it for sure. Oh, Visage Birds. Visage Birds. Looks like Sylar will not quite get one. Sentry Ward placed down there as well to spot some smokes, perhaps. And LGD will rotate back to middle, and they might push this tower as well. This tower's at half health. It's probably the best tower to take as far as taking map control, and they're roaming as 5 right now, pushing this lane with dual breath, so they should almost certainly be going for this tower. And, well, Vici Gaming would like to defend here, but can they really? Does that Gyro have BKB yet? He looks like he has something on the courier. He has the Mithril Hammer on the courier, so he's very close. Needs about 800 gold for that recipe, and then he'll be able to go. But we do see LG pressuring that middle lane, waiting for that next wave of creeps, and maybe going to push in with that. And yep, Ion Shell. Going to clean through these creeps pretty damn fast. And now they will move in towards a tier 1 tower mid. And I mean, I just don't think... oh, there's the X onto Slark. He's going to be brought back into Ice Path. Boat flies in. Boat doesn't really hit anything, but I mean, that thing with Boat is it has such a low cooldown that you can really spam it. The time doesn't matter that much. It's more the mana cost that's really limiting. But they will take that tier 1 tower. Weaver gets the last hit. And that's enough for his MKB if he wants to buy it right now, but he might save for buyback. You see Zhao 8 actually giving chase to ZSMJ, and ZSMJ still has no BKB. And we see a Shadow Blade of Zhao 8 look for the X into Torrent combo. ZSMJ on the run. I think he knows. Yeah, he definitely knows Zhao 8 is here now for sure. There's the call down. Gonna try and deal with this as best he can. Rockbars does deal a lot of damage. But where is the combo from Zhao 8? Where's the combo? Where is it? All right, there's a crit. There's the X. Ice Path onto the X. Very well done. Dead ZSMJ. And well, I heard you wanted your BKB, but well, can't have it. Sorry, buddy. And that is something that they just couldn't afford to have happen. They need him battle ready as soon as possible. They can't afford any delays, and they might turn this into a push on the tier 2 tower top as well. And yeah, this is not looking good. Vanguard on Darks here, so he'll be pretty strong. There's a gem on Jakiro as well, so Slark not be able to escape as easily as he would. Rubik looks like he's working towards that 4 staff or Yules with that staff wizarding in his stash. Nothing really new on Fenrir. Has this big stack Ancients for Gyro to farm eventually, but it's going to take so long for him to farm that with no damage items. CTY also not farming too well. Has Treads, Bracer, Ogre Club, working towards a BKB of his own, it looks like, or maybe a Sange or something like that, but I don't know. It's not looking brilliant for our good friends here at Vici Gaming. And yeah, God, that gem's gonna be really nice to have. Where is our Weaver buddy? Did he buy that MKB? Looks like he did. So that's done. He does a whopping 178 damage right now, and compare that to our Gyrocopter, who deals math. Math is hard. Don't do math on stream, guys. This is really dumb. But 118? Yeah, looks about right. So, well, Weaver hits a little bit harder than he does right now, so that's something to keep in mind. And we do see Shadow 8 shadow blending around, looking for a bit of a pick-off. Not going to find one quite yet. Salar just farming that bottom lane, pushing it in just a bit as well. And well, when they're basically allowed to when LGD can just stroll into Vici Gaming's jungle like this, it's not a good sign. Gyro really can feast off this jungle if he's able to farm it, but right now the map controls is perfectly in the hands of LGD. The wardings, it's not actually that much more aggressive, but the wards are still a little bit better on the map. The wards for LGD for Vici Gaming forced to be in the middle, and not a whole lot of vision on the map. And they're gonna push this tier 2 bottom. And the birds, watch out, birds. Yeah, they're still going to work in this tower. With that MKB, this should fall very quick. X onto Visage. Oh, man, that X and Ice Path into boat. I mean, you can't... These combos, man, they can pick off whoever they want whenever. This is absolutely terrifying. You can't get caught out alone against this LGD team. The chain disables are just way too much at this point in time. 4 staff done on Rubik now. That's a nice item for him, allowing him to steal and use spells just that much more effectively. Looks like we got our Darkseer working towards a Shiva's Guard. Sylar 1.5k in the bank after that MKB. Looks like they're going to go for Roche here. And, well, his next item could be... I'm not sure if he wants to turn that Vitality Booster into anything, but he could go for a Butterfly. That'd be nice to have against the Gyro, but, I mean, the right click isn't that bad, right? Not much right now, but if you can get that early Butterfly, Gyro will literally do nothing against Sylar, and that Sylar's that main damage zone, and the guy you need to bring down is Gyro. It looks like ZSMJ going to be taking the stack now, and this is a much-needed burst of gold for him. His BKB is done. He's going to be working towards maybe a Butterfly of his own here for a little extra survivability. And, oh, Roshan does go down. Weaver does pick up the Aegis. And they should look to push middle and maybe even go for Rax here. They can get Vici Gaming out of position up on top of these Ancients, and they might very well know they're up there. Here comes the push middle. Vici Gaming needs to get back into position very quickly, forced to kind of back up to the left through the trees, as opposed to going directly to the tower. They just couldn't. That was not a safe direction to go. And this pressure middle will be coming. Salar gonna go maybe check the jungle. Nope, not gonna do that. Looks like we see Kunkka. He might be going for a solo kill here. Up, never mind. Gyro does TP back, so that's not gonna happen. But pressure on this tier 2 tower should be coming. With this next wave of creeps, we should see an Ion Shell into some of them to maybe push this lane out a bit. You can see it. Oh man, yeah, I'm making my life hard. And well, Sylar brings his tower down inordinately fast. With the power of Liquid Fire, it'll go down even faster. Nice little minus armor there from that. And are taking damage from, and just the big call down. Gonna catch actually no one really. Gonna only catch DD in the call down really. 2 BKBs though. This is the fight that as ZSMJ and company need to take here. The call down really doesn't do that much. Shadow Demon ends up being the first to fall. Jakir actually did not even die there. Does eventually get picked off by Slark, but at the end of the day, it's a 1-for-1 trade. Oh, Sylar actually trying to man up with the power of time lapse. Doesn't get pounced on. ZSMJ in a lot of trouble. He has BKB, but nothing to stop Sylar from taking him down. And Sylar does take a lot of damage. The missile does miss him, and looks like on the back end, Fenrir is picked off as well. So, not a good fight there. Aegis still up on Sylar, and he can afford a man fight here. He'll have time lapse back in 30 seconds along with that Aegis, so he's going to be very, very, very hard to kill. He just does so much damage right now. Slark actually going to initiate on, going to get a kill on Kunkka, but going to very well go down for his troubles. Picked off by Sylar. Sylar does get the Aegis popped, but, I mean, this tower should almost certainly go down from a right click or two from Weaver. And there it does go. Rubik actually getting the last hit, so nice little support gold for him. 1.8k in the bank. He can make something out of that. And, well, Sylar's got 3.8 in the bank, and we'll have to see what he wants to do with it, what his next big item is. There's a lot of options. And Yao's getting closer and closer to that Shiva's. Still 700 off in the Mystic Staff, but just making decent progress. Waiting for Silo to buy his item, but man, this is just, I mean, take a quick look at the gold graph. Well, 10,000 gold deficit, 10,000 experience deficit. Not looking really good for VG Gaming here. Going to take a little bit of a miracle for ZSMJ. It looks like he'll be going for a MKB here, so that's nice pure damage as opposed to going for Butterfly, which is a little bit more of a defensive item. Still increases your attack a bit as well as your attack speed, so that's kind of nice. But MKB, just that pure damage output, and that's pretty much what they need. They're just not. They need to take down these supports at Flat Cannon. They need to die to Flat Cannon if VG Gaming want to have a chance in these fights. And yeah, Rubik has 2.1k, and he does buy a Blink Dagger, so, well, this is very mobile Rubik, 4-staff Blink. He's going to have a lot of utility in these fights now. The positioning is so important for Rubik, and he will certainly have it. Did Weaver pick up his item? Still is not yet. 3.2 in the bank. Does he have anything on Courier? Courier is a secret shop, so he might be using that. Oh, he's going to finish that heart. It is a finished heart for Weaver. This guy... Time lapse heart. How do you kill this guy? I can't see him dying. I just can't see it. ZSMJ, I can do it. Reducing missile. Sark trying to pounce in and initiate. Bugs go out. Not gonna really get much of anything. Gonna pick off the missile as well. And they're gonna start pressuring this tier 2. It looks like LGD might be careful and just not go for this fight. But they have just so much team fight that they really could if they wanted to. VG Gaming forced to sit back here. ZSMJ is not farming. And he very badly needs to finish this BKB. He was forced to even buy, not BKB, MKB. He was forced to buy the Javelin first before Demon Edge just because he needs items now to help defend or else his team will lose. He doesn't have time to really go for that Demon Edge or even like make it out to the secret shop safely with the Courier or yourself. But here comes the push in. CTY going to be forced to use his Pounce to escape. Sylar doing massive damage to this tower. And well, he has heart, so he can afford to just kind of peck away at it, go back, regen. And well, he doesn't really care. This Weaver is never going to die ever. Pretty much. And how is Xiaowei doing in farm? He is working on an Assault Cuirass, I would assume. I mean, Shiva's going to be up there on Xiaowei, on the Darkseer, played by Yao. But gonna take this tower, pretty much uncontested. Just VG Gaming can't fight. They have to wait for high ground. C2 tries to pounce, and he will. Looks like he'll pay for it dearly. Dark Pact does break himself out of the Ice Path, so he will escape here. Fenrir taking a lot of damage, will be X'd. Boat completely whiffs. Leshrac gets disrupted, and that disjoints the X. Nice little move there by FY. Call out him to come in, hit a lot of heroes. Yao taking a lot of damage, actually, but he will make himself back up to health. And Visage Bird might go down here. Split Earth goes down as well. And, yep, one Visage Bird will go down. But that's pretty much just a tower and a Visage Bird die there for Vici. But, I mean, they're just forced to concede a tier 2. And they're at the wait for the high ground defense. LGD, they got about 5 minutes to wait until Roche... 6 minutes, I think, until Roche respawns. I think it's actually just 5. Never mind. I'm just... Clocks. Dota clock. Confusing. So it looks like it'll be 5 minutes until that Roche hands back up. And then LGD could very well wait for that if they want to. Pressure these lanes. Let's see maybe go push in bottom, and they're actually going to do that with Xiaowei. He'll get the farm, push that lane in. And they'll be more than comfortable waiting for that Aegis, taking it, and then going for high ground. And yeah, take a quick look at more items. Rubik, nothing new on him. He's got pretty much all he needs, honestly. You see a Medallion on Jakiro, and that's going to make Weaver even scarier. Bugs plus Medallions can do absolutely insane armor reduction. Xiaowei working towards that Assault Cuirass, still quite a ways away. Weaver, on the other hand, has that heart finished and that 1.6k in the bank, so I think Butterfly should be the next item here, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. And yeah, I think that would be best, because right now the only threat later in the game will be CSIJ. Well, then again, he will have the MKB, so Butterfly not going to be as effective. Still pretty good. Extra armor, extra attack speed, and yeah, that should do Sylar very well as well. Shiva's Guard now done on Darkseer, as our nice little notification likes to remind us. So yeah, Yao is quite strong now as well. So yeah, this team fight is going to be absurd. The items are almost all there for these guys. Weaver's next big item is going to make him absolutely more terrifying. I'm trying to think what else he could go for here. He doesn't really need to go. He could go Lincoln's, but I mean, he has the heart already, so he doesn't really need any more tankiness. I'm honestly trying to think. What else could work for him? Daedalus would be pretty good. Could be good for Daedalus. Actually, I think that is the best option there. I like Daedalus on this hero. So, I'm hoping he goes for that. And we'll have to see. Visage Birds, Visage Bird! Free money. Free money, Visage Birds. It looks like LGD will be pushing this lane in the middle. Roshan will be back in about 2 minutes. And once that's back, I mean, LGD should... They can go for this Rax, pressure it a little bit, and then go back and take that. They can do pretty much anything they want. Gonna go ahead and de-ward this Sentry. Gonna make it even harder to pick Sylar off. Sylar, content pushing in top, getting even more money. Almost up to 3k once again. This guy is farmed, and yeah, Vichi's in a very, very tough situation. Gonna go ahead and try and slow siege this middle tower as Weaver pushes in top. There's really not a tremendous amount of anti-push on this Vici Gaming team. They do have the Shadow Demon with max rank Shadow Poison, but he has 1 rank Soul Catcher, so he's not really that effective in the team fights, honestly. Anti-push is a little bit better, but no real ability to help pick off that Weaver or anything. No split push to speak of on the side of Visage, and this is just so hard to deal with. All they have really is Flat Cannon and Lightning Storm to help deal with these creeps. And Sylar just does so much damage to these towers. He's up to almost 200 damage here. Looks like XTT is going for, I would guess, a Scythe of Eyes with that Ultimate Orb. Trying to disable that. Trying to disable Sylar and get that kill, I think is what he's going to go for here. I mean, it could be... I don't know. That's the only thing that really makes sense here for me. Shall we continuing to farm up as well. Working towards that AC. Must have something on the Courier. Where are you at, Courier? You have the Hyperstone on the Courier. So she needs that recipe and the Broadsword, and then he will be done. So pretty close to that AC. There's the recipe. And all he needs now is that... What I just said the name of it. Broadsword, and then he will have it. And once he has that... Radiant's Courier gets picked off. I do believe Sylar was the one to get that. I believe it died right around here, I want to say. Where are you at, Courier? Hotkey. Nope, that trick doesn't work. Never mind. So I think Weaver picked it off. That's the most plausible explanation. It was over near the secret shop. And CTY, I mean, I've looked at his items in a while, but he pretty much just has BKB Yasha, and that's not quite enough. We just haven't seen the Slark snowball. Slark really needs to have a really good start and get items early on and levels to really have a big effect on the game. There comes a point where BKB is obviously nice to have on him, but just the other team will have BKB as well and other things like that, and there's just a lot of ways to deal with him with a lot of right-click. ZSMJ, on the other hand, I mean, he's still not that much closer to his MKB. Actually, the Courier may have actually had Demon Edge on or something, as we do see the Roshan come back up. Yeah, when Shadow beginning to work on it, Weaver coming down, and he will almost assuredly pick it up. Has 4.3k in the bank as well. Would not be surprised to see him pick up another item once he has Aegis. His buyback will be as big of an issue, and it will be Butterfly. We see the Eagle Song picked up, so it will be a nice pickup. It's not going to be obviously as useful if that MKB gets done as ESMG, but the rate this game is going, I don't know if we'll ever finish that MKB, to be perfectly honest. So Butterfly could be quite good for the rest of the game. Even without that, I mean, like I said, the attack damage, it boosted quite a bit. Because that used to be I think that used to be like 100 or like 103, now it's pretty well boosted, so. And yeah, I mean, Sylar, I just don't see him dying in this fight. And there is a glyph on the Radiant side. You do see the Torrent on the ZSMJ. Ice Path in. Won't catch much of anything. Sylar does time-lapse out. And they can just back up and wait for time-lapse to come off cooldown again, wait for more creeps. Cooldown was used. Pretty short cooldown, so he should have that back in 40 seconds. But we do have the wall on Yao, so this might be the time to go with cooldown on for a little bit. Creeps being pushed in, and I would expect to see the fight here any second now. And yeah, the tower looks like it should go down here any second. X onto XTT. Torrent. Well, Sharpshooter going to dodge that Torrent. It's a nice move there, but the tower does fall. I mean, ZSMJ, they're delaying the inevitable here. It's just this barracks looks like it should go down here very, very shortly. And the X on the XTT. Gonna get caught in the Ice Path, and looks like it should be a very, very dead Visage. Yao. Weaver actually, oh my god, he melted the Slark. I don't even know where that happened. Kunkka picks off Shadow Demon, and, well, we do see Slark buyback, but now we can start seeing these heroes start going after this middle melee barracks, and with the power of Sylar, they should take this down almost quickly. And if this Rax goes down, they're going to be in a very, very tough spot against this. And the melee Rax is down. Range rack short, soon to follow.
Guy's middle racks is in pieces.
And they're going to fall back and maybe push some lanes. Oh, we do see Pounce on the Shao 8, and that's about the best they could hope for. Ice Path does miss. X onto the CTY. CTY going to get caught and pounced into the wall. XTT goes down as well, and this might just be the end here. For VG Gaming, they'd love to fight more, but they're just all getting picked off. Weaver getting the triple kill at the end. Getting disrupted, doesn't matter. GG called by VG Gaming, and masterfully done by LGD. The Weaver ended up being a brilliant pick. Not your typical Sylar hero, but remarkably well done. They did a fantastic job of keeping ZSMJ down the entire game. That guy could not farm without getting ganked. Kunkka did his job, directing the game. Director 8 doing his job, and I mean, I don't know, man. That's no, like, really remarkably big plays. Just the team fights and the team coordination was brilliant every time. The pickoffs, the telekinesis, or vacuum into Ice Path. Every time they did that, they got a kill. They executed it to perfection. Their team fights were fantastic. And, I mean, LGD, they kind of won the early game a little bit. It was a decently close early game. It was 8-8 at the point with towers down as well in both lanes. I mean, there was a close game for a while, but just ZSMJ just could not find farm. And, oh god, level 9 shadowed him at the end of the game. That is not good either. And I guess the roaming supports for Vici Gaming just didn't really get their job done. Whereas Jakiro and Rube got a lot more done with their team. Leshrac just 0-5-5. That's not what you need. Shadow Demon, level 9, like I said. It's just, their roam just did not work quite as well as they would have liked. They left that Visage in the top lane. Seemed like a good idea. And Visage did get a lot of farm. But, I mean, LGD, did they care if the Shadow Demon? Not the Shadow Demon. If the Visage gets farm? Not really. Gets a quick mech and some quick levels. Soul Assumption hurts. There's some big fights top. That one big fight, actually, where they took that 3 for... I think it was a 3 for 0 trade with just the power of Soul Assumption alone. And XTT somehow surviving through that. That was basically as good as it gets, but Visage loses a lot of her power later on. And when the Soul Assumption basically kind of starts to scale off, after you get level 4, I mean, after that, it does the same damage pretty much the whole time. And it's not as useful a spell. Visage really a lane dominator, and late in the game, only really good for like great things like Grave Chill and the Visage and the Bird Stuns and things like that. It's just, they got the most farm pretty much on a low impact hero in the end game. ZSMJ just had nothing, and well, so Vici Gaming does fall down to the losers bracket, but they do only need to win one more best of 3 to still make it to Seattle. But LGD, guaranteed trip. They could be the wild card, or they could be the true invite. So, could go either way. But anyway, that's the end of the cast. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you once again to the guys putting together Collegiate Dota 2 League. I think it's a fantastic initiative, and I would love to be a part of it. So I hope you do consider me for casting purposes. I'm going to try and maybe find a co-caster for maybe trying to work on establishing more of a portfolio thing. It's solo casting is a bit difficult sometimes. Dota's a long game sometimes. 40 minutes of non-stop talking. I'm used to StarCraft, usually shorter games and stuff like that. But I do love Dota 2, and I hope you guys like it as well when I cast it. So thank you all once again for watching, and I will see you later.